Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. I think we're recording now. All right, well, everybody, welcome back to part two of the Mizzle and Dub show. Of course, I'm Mizzle, that's Dub. We got a little technical difficulties with our show, getting it recorded, so I think we're set. We're ready to go. We last left off with Dub discussing about how he felt about his Niners and the route they were going. Continue, please.
As I was saying, in-game adjustments have to be made. Like, okay, if you are seeing that something's not working, you need to adjust it. Here has been the problem with the Niners all year long. Their strong suit mostly has been their defense.
Yes.
What was a staple under the Harbaugh years? They were a very great tackling team.
Most definitely.
And for the most part, under Robert Saleh, they were that, especially in 2019 and 2020. This year, they're a horrible tackling team. They have many chances to.
Can I interject with you on that one? When Harbaugh was playing, were they still under that CBA to where they couldn't tackle and practice the way they practice?
I believe so, yes.
So I can't use that as an excuse that they're not tackling because these players are babies. The coach is practicing me too hard. We're doing this, that, and the third. So I was trying to give that an excuse, but I can't. So I'm sorry. Continue.
No, because to me, yes, the Trent Baalke Jed York drama was also one reason why he left. But that was another reason why that because from our good friend of program of the show, Big B. Brian Sullivan, who of course does security in the city, actually talked to Bruce Miller, and Bruce Miller, former 49er fullback, before he had troubles with the lawn issues, was saying that's what happened. Because Brian want to know what happened. It's the same thing coming around. I mean, I couldn't count how many missed tackles they had, and how they could have had opportunities to have missed tackles for losses and just could not do anything. It's ridiculous. Now, some fans are calling for D'Amico Ryans, the offensive coordinator who got promoted, to be fired. This was the same fan base that wanted Robert Saleh fired after 2017 and 2018. I'm like, look, this is his first year being a defensive coordinator.
Yes.
Let him put his scheme into place.
Yes.
And in addition to that, this team has been depleted with injuries. Even before the season started, I said the one area that concerns me is the secondary, and it's only gotten worse since the Jason Bird injury. Not wanting to bring back Richard Sherman. Even if they did bring back Richard Sherman, he probably would have still been injury prone like he is since he signed with the Buccaneers. So miss me with that. They tried to address in the draft. You have rookies on the team, and Thomas and Lenore, you're not even playing. But instead, you want to play Dre Kirkpatrick, who last I saw him was getting ran over by Enzo Benjamin on his way to the touchdown. Then Josh Norman
Stupid
needs to be cut right now. And then
That
you want to go.
That was a good thing to do. Why would you do that?
Why are you going to go? Why are you going to go to the sideline and try to talk mess to the opposing head coach?
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan right then and there. If you really want to get the team back, what you should have done there is did what Mike Singletary did to Vernon Davis back in 2008. You know what? Grab your helmet. Go to the locker room right now. You're done. Hit the showers. Hit the bricks.
Best thing that ever happened to Vernon Davis. Best thing that ever happened to him. And he will tell you that day.
He will tell you that
yes. Made me a better football player after that.
Yes.
Because they want to be pampered. I'm going to get paid millions of dollars to come do this. I don't care. I send your ass to that locker room, bruh. But yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Kyle Shanahan seems like he doesn't have control of this team. It just, I don't know. It also starts with your GM and your owner.
Well, Jed, of course, we all know how I feel about Mr. Jed York and the York family, but that's another show for another day. He finally got smart and realized I'm not a football guy.
Oh, of course.
Let me just me
Well,
just get some football. Let me just get some football guys. And it's like John Lynch has made some good picks.
Yes.
He's made some suspect picks.
Yes.
You drafted a guard from Notre Dame. Aaron Banks hasn't even seen the field. Jalen Hurd, who I've had high hopes for, seemed to can't get on the field with his knee injuries. Your first draft pick, Solomon Thomas, who's actually doing good things with your Raiders, but he couldn't fit the mold. And again, I just go back to where you trade DeForest Buckner and you pay Eric Armstead.
Who has not really been producing.
DeForest Buckner was like Justin Smith. Took care of all the dirty work so the others can eat.
Yes.
Nick Bosa benefited his rookie season of 2019 because he had 99, taking all the double teams and everything. Now, unfortunately, Bosa's getting the majority of the double teams. I mean, Bosa's still having a tremendous season, don't get me wrong, but he's getting double teamed because, again, nobody else seems to get to the quarterback. Samson Ebicom, who I like the signing, played well with the Rams, had his best game as the last week against the Bears, was nowhere to be found this week. I don't know why they paid D Ford. They restructured his contract, but again, D Ford on the bench again because he can't get on the doggone field. So it's like, Fred Warner can't do it all, even though he tries. Yes. He misses Dre Greenlaw. The second, like I said, the secondary is depleted, even though I love Ufanga's motor, and I'm glad he's getting some playing time. But I'm just like, you know what?
I see, right?
Yes. But I'm just like, you drafted Ambry Thomas, you drafted Lenore. Let these kids play and let them get their bumps. Okay? You're 3-5. You're 3-5. And oh, by the way, you're going to play a very pissed off Rams team next Monday night. And oh, by the way, Von Miller might be making his debut in the Rams uniform next Monday night. So not only got to worry about 5 in the secondary, now you got to worry about Leonard Floyd. Now you got to worry about Von Miller if he plays. And oh yeah, by the way, there's 99 in the middle by the name of Aaron Donald. And don't tell me that Matthew Stafford's not going to be foaming at the mouth when he sees this horrible secondary that can't cover a cold.
Oh, I mean, we already gave him the Scott Mitchell award, so you already know he's going to be pissed off coming up in this game. I mean, you might want to pay very close attention to this guy by the name of Cooper Kupp.
Get me points in fantasy, Mr. Kupp, please.
Well, hey, you already know how I feel about that.
But it's like, but it's like all year long, the 49ers have tried to figure out what is their identity. What is their identity? Who are we? Right now, I can tell you who you are. You are a slow starting team that can't tackle.
Yeah.
In addition to that, you drop balls. Now, some of them, yes, Garoppolo sells them, air mills them. Yes. And then sometimes, and I love Debo. Debo's been balling out, but Debo has had a few cases of the drops this season. Yes. But again, like I've said, can we get other players involved? Now, I'm hoping, because Brandon Ayuk did have a solid game. He caught 6 balls for 89 yards and made one heck of a touchdown catch, which, again, Garoppolo threw that ball into freaking triple coverage, and Ayuk made a miraculous play even to come down with the ball for the touchdown. But That's the point I'm making. As Greg Papa always say, can you see the field? And I don't know if Garoppolo can see the field. He is effective when the running game is working. That opens up the play action. But when you have to drop back, and the Niners are not a drop back team, if you have to throw it to get back into the game, it's not going to work. They are most effective when they are running the football to set up the play action pass. And I just feel like they should have kept establishing the run with Elijah Mitchell. I would hope they would try to do that this Monday night against the Rams, because you don't want Leonard Floyd and Donald and Von Miller feasting if they can't run the ball. In addition to that, now you just lost your right tackle for the whole year, Mike McGlinchey.
Yeah.
Mike McGlinchey, he's done. But even though he's been regressing since his rookie year, so now the right side of the offensive line, which has been an issue, is now going to become more of a big issue because now you got to plug in another guy to be your right tackle for the rest of the season. And still watching that replay is just Bush League. But I mean, that's the problem with my team. Again, I love them. I bleed red and gold to the end of the line. But they're not a good team. And it's just something has to give. What kind of adjustments are you going to go to because it's Rams week? And you know Sean McVay wants to get back at you because for whatever reason, the last 4 times the 49ers have beaten the Rams. For whatever reason, as sucky as we are, we seem to get up for the Rams. Why that is, I don't know. Now,
It's a divisional game. The same thing how with the when you play the Seahawks, no matter what the record is, you guys seem to always play them. And it goes back to even when you guys were playing the Cardinals. Remember when the Niners were great, the Cardinals were crappy, but twice a year, the Cardinals gave y'all fits, even if y'all went off a walk-off field goal or the Cardinals made a game-winning touchdown to beat y'all. It's just a divisional game. It's because you put more effort into the divisional because you wanted to win your division. The outer conference games doesn't matter as much as you winning in your division. So that's why they're going to get pumped up. I do kind of see this maybe being I don't think it's going to go as hard as you think you're thinking it's going to be. Yes, the Rams are coming off a crappy game they easily should have won. But
yes,
it was an NFL Sunday. This is the beginning of for some, the second half of the season. So, and we know how second half of the season goes. Either you're going to be medium, you're going to go down, or you're going to go up. You can definitely tell how your team is going to be the rest of the year by how they come out for this game. If they come out flat like they always doing, then they ain't made no adjustments. You might as well just pack up and get ready for next year. But if they come out on fire like they did against the Bears, just maybe. But then here's another thing I have to say about that. Say they do come out, they stick to the run. They do everything they did against the Bears. Are you going to take it to the next week? Are you going to regress? That's the thing. Your team shows flashes. I was getting like, wow, Shanahan is finally running the ball, sticking through it, a couple of passes here. Even Jimmy G got his feet in the game. Now you come against the Cardinals. It's the consistency. And I've seen it before too. I know what your team is going through. It's the same thing with my Raiders. We just play good first half football. We get that bye. The NFL shifts us all across the freaking continent. You know what I mean? And we lose that game. And our season goes to hell. Finish 8-8. I don't get it.
It's all about finishing the fight because I mean, after they play the Rams, the next 2 games are actually winnable. So I mean, really, all is not lost. But it's like I don't have the like I said. Little Big Brother said, as I was saying, this game might be over, and our little Big Brother said, "You still the second half," and I replied back saying, "I have no faith in Kyle Shanahan." I've tried to defend him as long as I can, as long as I could have. I can't anymore because what you're proving to me is you're too damn inconsistent. Yes, you are a terrific play designer. Yes, you can design a playbook, but what's the good use of that if you don't know how to stick with what's working?
Yeah.
Your daddy, who's won 2 rings, 3 if you count his time as offensive coordinator. He did not go away from what was working. He saw, Terrell Davis is getting some bounce, but you know what? Give the ball to 30. Let's see if they can stop it.
Yeah.
And it's like at times last year, He saw that Raheem Mostert was running well with the ball. Let's keep giving him the football until they got to the damn Super Bowl.
I think that's the reason why he stops the running game, because he doesn't have Mostert. But it's like you have electrifying other running backs. They feed off each other. Do you not think that they're seeing Mostert out there getting them yards? They're like, Coach, I want some of them yards too. You know, you gotta. That's what I liked about hardball at one time. You guys were having Alex Smith, Kaepernick thing. What did he came out and say? I am sticking with the hot hand. We're just going to continue to ride the hot hand. Ride the running game. Your running game is your hot hand. It's going to settle down Jimmy. Then Kittle will be open. Then the bombs down there. Then you can do Deebo Samuel. I mean, I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I see what works for your team.
And if you're going to utilize Jermichael Hasty, let him run the ball too. Hasty can also get you some yards that Mitchell can as well. It's just, again, utilize what works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, right now, your strong side right now is running to the left. Why? Because you got Tomlinson, who I know Brian can't stand at times, and you have Trent Williams. It was the same thing when you had Staley and Ayupati on the left side. Run behind them.
Yes.
That's what you got to do. I mean, yes, the zone run scheme works to perfection when the unit is as one. Like I'm saying, you have a bell cow in Elijah Mitchell. You just got Jeff Wilson Jr. back. You still have Jermichael Hasty. Utilize those three men to where all the pressure is not on Garoppolo to try and throw the ball down the field all the dang time, because that is not Garoppolo's strength. Never has been. It never will be. But again, you're going to play a very upset Rams team that is 7-2. That is still looking up at the Cardinals because the Cardinals are 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just wish this team would get it back together.
Yeah.
But now, switching over to the sweet science of boxing over the weekend, it was a tremendous fight night in the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, and I know it because I felt the rush of the fans because I was working on that night. But indeed, there is, without question, an undisputed king of the super middleweight division. He is now cinnamon four belts. Saul Canelo Alvarez did what we all thought he would do, which is beat Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant came in with everything and even got a nice 5-punch combination on Canelo, but Canelo was just too much. And in round 11, Canelo became the super middleweight king. I'll deflect it to you because you saw the fight. You saw it from bell to bell. So you tell me what you saw on this past Saturday night.
Well, I saw that, first of all, let's give Plant his due because he came in there with a plan. He tried to use it, but what he tried to use was something Canelo has seen before. He tried to use the defense of Floyd Mayweather. Canelo has seen that defense, so he knows how to adjust. The first time he saw that defense, he didn't know what to do. That's why he has one blemish on his record. And but Canelo, what like you said, he is what we thought he is, just a bad man. It started off slow. I think they both were trying to figure each other out. It was going, the jab was there, but then Canelo started to go to the body a little bit more because Plant left himself open trying to use that shoulder roll. So Canelo was just tattooing him, just giving him everything that you think he was throwing out there. The uppercut was nice. The cross was nice. The jab was nice. But the one thing that you can take out this fight, Canelo was the aggressor. He walked him down the whole fight. And then one thing I can say was Plant's biggest thing, he went on the ropes too much. You do not go against the ropes against Canelo because Canelo is a good body puncher. Any body puncher, the ropes.
Well, that's what his main focus was the body. And as it got towards the championship rounds, Plant's body started to give out. But one thing I will say, Canelo actually gave Plant some praise where he said that for the most part, Plant frustrated him. but Canelo kept his composure and stuck to the game plan,
Yeah.
and eventually he did what happened. But looking at the scorecards, Canelo was winning the cards on all three scorecards.
Easy.
So it looked like the judges was actually getting it right this time, which we all know in boxing that's always the damn it, don't leave it to the judges. But
that's crazy how that boxing is when. Well, we pretty much don't care about like the smaller fights. You know, if it goes to the judges, okay, I get it. But if you got a big mainstream fight like this fight was, you cannot leave that in the judges' hands. And
well, Steve Weisfeld before the TKO had it 98-92 for Canelo. Patricia Morris-Jarman had it 96-94 Canelo, and Dave Moretti had it 97-93 for Canelo before the TKO. So, like I said, all three had Canelo winning.
Did you say 96-94?
Patricia Morris-Jarman had it 96-94 for Canelo, while Weisfeld and Moretti.
I don't know. I go, well, 2 rounds. I guess I can give Plant maybe 2 rounds where he did show that he was trying to get in the fight, where he was the aggressor. But if they're giving that round, that was the round that I'll say Canelo took a break. I mean, Canelo did not sit down at all.
Well, here's according to I'm looking at the judges' scorecards as we speak from the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Patricia Jarman gave Plant round 1, round 4, round 9, and round 10. That's how he got to 94. Well, again, Moretti had a 6-point lead, or had a 4-point lead for Canelo. Moretti or Steve Weisfeld had a 6-point lead for Canelo before the knockout. So again, like I said, all three judges had Canelo winning. I'm just trying to figure out how was it a 96-94 score, and to piggyback on what you were saying, like, what are y'all looking at when you're judging a fight?
Well, I guess everybody has their different, like some, maybe one judge want to go off the activity. Is he bouncing around? Is he just throwing the jab? A lot of the judges can go off points, like, okay, he got that to the body. He scored on the power punch. It just depends on what judge, their preference of how they're judging the fight. Maybe she was like, okay, he's still punching and this, that, and the third. But I don't think he won that many rounds. I'm just saying Canelo was the aggressor the whole fight. Just came out just walking him down. And Plant is a lot bigger than Canelo, but Canelo fought like the bigger fighter. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. But let me jump off the Canelo fight for a second. Anthony Durrell threw one of the best uppercuts in boxing this year so far. Oh my goodness. I wish we had like a projector in the background so you guys can see what I saw. I mean, it boom sat him down. But yes, the Canelo fight is what I thought it would be. I thought Plant will give Canelo a little bit more of a fight and a little more of a challenge, but Canelo is just that man. And I don't know what's next for him, but somebody gonna have to come with it if they're gonna try to take those belts from Canelo, because I don't see him relinquishing them anytime soon.
Well, Canelo said he's gonna come back in May because he needs his body time to rest and recuperate. Rightfully so, because I mean, you hold everything down in that division. You are without question, the best super middleweight in the world, and I think he is Mexico's first undisputed champion, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I think he is the first one.
Yeah. You might be spot on that, sir.
Well, I mean, Mexico's had a tremendous history of great fighters, but I think he's the first one to be an undisputed champion. Yeah, because I know people still hold John Vance Sr. in high esteem and regard, and rightfully so. The man was a tremendous warrior and tremendous fighter, but Saul is starting to build his own legacy, and he is certainly deserving of the P for P title And now we are getting closer to Spence and Crawford later on in the month at Mandalay Bay. And like I said, this is going to be just a dog out fight because, as they say, style make fights. And you know who Sean Porter is. You know what he's about. You know he's going to bring everything to Bud Crawford. Only thing about this fight is, can Bud do what he always does, adjust, and then figure out, and then start playing the game of chess?
Well, I'll just say this. We know, like you just said, Sean Porter's going to come out there. He's going to try to back you down. He's going to try to be aggressor. He's going to be a bulldog. That's just what it is. He is just an aggressor in that ring. He does not quit for nothing. The thing that I want to see if Porter can adjust to Bud's offense, because we all know Bud can fight you normal or he can fight you southpaw. And he throws it in between the fight. It's not like he'll adjust after the round. He will start normal with you, and then he'll switch southpaw and like that. So what I want to see is, can Porter adjust to that to keep up with Bud? Because he's going to keep up with him with aggression and activity. He's going to be in there all day. I want to see what Porter's going to adjust. Because like you said, you know Crawford's going to come with it. He's going to be there in your face, and he's going to be ready. And I'm not going to guarantee, but I think this fight might be a phone booth fight. If anybody knows what boxing terminology, when we talk about phone booth, that means they're going to be toe-to-toe with each other in the middle of the ring. I think we might get that for a few rounds. I mean, of course, they're going to try to figure themselves out. I figure 1, 2, and 3, it'll be a bunch of jabs, a bunch of feints, just trying to get the feel. But I believe from round 4 on, you might get good quality boxing out of those two guys. They're real good professionals. So I don't see nothing less but a darn good fight. And don't leave it in the judge's hands. That's all I ask. But I believe those brothers are going to get a second fight.
Well, I mean, it's a good it's a good thing to have. I'm just looking forward to it. I really would like to go to it just to see what it is. I just think it'll be a very good, entertaining fight. There's just no way around it. I just think this is a fight that boxing can benefit from, but I also want to see whoever wins this fight. I think Spence should fight the winner. That's just my opinion. Of course, what we really want is Crawford versus Spence. that's what we really want. That's the fight that we need. As my partner is cringing across his seat.
Matter of fact, man, after my interview tomorrow, we might just have to do a boxing show, and then we'll get to everybody, because I want to sit here and talk about this young man by the name of Errol Spence Jr. Oh, my goodness. That is Bud Crawford 2.0 to a certain extent. That kid can box, but I just don't want to get too far into it. But yes, if Bud wins this fight, that should be on the negotiation table like that. It's almost like how everybody wanted Pacquiao and Floyd. This is the same situation. That's what we need. And yes, bring it. Sign it up now. I need it. I need that.
He needs it. He wants it. The boxing fans demand it.
Damn right. All right. Now, getting on from boxing, which was a great story. We got that there. But now, it is time for me and my brother to be homers. So sit back and understand we're about to talk about that team from the Bay Area that is 9-1 with the babyface assassin. He cut his hair, and ladies and gentlemen, you better watch out for him because he dropped a 50-piece last night. Them Golden State Warriors.
He almost messed around and got a triple-double.
He was three, and I know we continue to preach this, but ladies and gentlemen, yes, he's been out the game for 2 years, but they're doing this without Klay Thompson, the best defender on the team next to Draymond Green. Okay, are we getting flashes of 73 and 9? Just a tad. Just a tad. I don't know what's going to happen when Klay gets back on that court, but you know this, I'm going to tell you what. Game 1, Klay's not going to get on fire. Game 2, Klay's not going to be on fire. It's going to be where everybody that talks about Klay when his offense is bad, it's time to trade Klay. We need to get somebody in here to keep up with Curry and the offense. Minding you that you're not forgetting what he's doing on the other end of the court, shutting down 1 and 2, best player on the team. And then, did you forget I can't score? Let me just drop 30 and in 1 quarter for you. That's what I'll do.
Well,
we are
Wardell.
Team just you know what? Iguodala. It's Iguodala. I don't know what it is about Iggy, but when he's wearing that Warrior jersey, everybody seems to get it.
Well, everybody played last night.
Yes.
And the only 2 people that didn't score was Doughton and Moody. But everyone else at least had a point out of the 127 that they scored. But, I mean, and just getting back to...
Can we talk about GP2 for... I mean...
The mitten, as some would call him, the mitten?
The who? The mitten? Yes, the mitten. Yes. What a breath of fresh air. What a... And I was almost like, when they got rid of Avery Bradley, I was like, that could have worked.
Yeah.
But then I read GP2 coming back. I'm like, okay. The man can jump out of a building. The alley hoop with the one hand.
Kelly Oubre, hello.
Let me just rub this on your forehead for a second, on the back of your fro. Understand that I'm here.
I'm in the building.
This team is like how it was when they won the last one. Starting 5 on the floor, starting 5 on the bench. I mean, we can give Kerr the credit as Greg Popovich, even though he got his doctrine from Popovich. So, stick with what works. Don't change what doesn't work. Or change what doesn't work. Continue to keep going with what works and sprinkle in a little bit of something else in there. I'm excited for this team this year. It's bearing that they stay healthy and we get Klay and the young man back, Wiseman. I would say watch out. I'm not crowning them yet because, the Lakers can get on their run. You still got to count Utah. I'm trying to think of, I can't remember the other team that's out there. But, yeah, you just – we don't even know what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard. But as of right now, I have the Warriors as a favorite. But, anything can change.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? We're the 1 seed, and the damn Lakers are the 8th seed. At this moment right now. So, if you're just going off of seedings right now, the Warriors are 1, the Jazz are 2, the Mavericks are 3, the defending conference champions, the Suns are 4, Memphis is 5, Denver is 6, and the 2 LA teams round out the rear.
Well, anything can happen. Right now, that's a hard time for the Lakers to even try to get back into the top 5. I mean, it's those teams you just named down from the Warriors. You know they're going to be there.
And not to mention Portland and Sacramento are not that far behind the Lakers for that final spot. Also, they're only a half game under.
They got to get Dame some help, man. I just feel so. And just kudos to Dame for not wanting to go anywhere because he does not want to be a part of a super team. He says it in his raps. He says it on IG. That's just not him. And even my beloved Philadelphia 76ers fans try to woo him over to Philly, But that's how we are. That's the type of fans we are. That if we want something, we're going to let you know.
And that is the current number 1 seed, Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference. You got Philly 1, you got Miami 2, Chicago 3, Wizards 4. The Cavaliers are 7-4. They're the 5th seed, and they hold it over Brooklyn. You got the New York teams at 6 and 7, and the Raptors in the rear at 8 so far through 10, 11 games in the season, barring in the association.
Yes.
But, the Warriors are the Warriors. That's just who they are. Curry is 2nd in the league in scoring behind Durant. Chris Paul leads league in assists. Of course, Steph is going to be the leader in 3-point field goals made. But I mean, it's just everybody wants to talk about the offensive Warriors, but it's their team defense that nobody is talking about. Their defensive efficiency. It is looking like the defensive efficiency as it was back in the championship years. And again, all that is to bringing number 9 back home, back to his second home. I know Philly is his first home, but his championship home has been in the Bay Area, and just bringing him back. But I mean, like you said so many times, I'm playing to protect Steph's legacy, and he is doing it thus far. And like I said, Clay is bored. He he wants to play so badly, but I mean, Bob Myers and the staff is basically keeping Clay for himself because Clay is just frothing at the bit to just get back out there and just shoot and play and hoop because that's all really what Clay is about is playing with his dog Rocco and shooting the J and shooting it well.
Yes.
I mean, as they say, one of the most pure shooters that there is. And I mean, the ceiling is very high for the Warriors. And like I said, we've talked about this verbatim. This is one of the deepest teams they've had probably since that championship run when they went there 5 straight years and winning 3 in a 5-year span. So, as a Warriors fan, it is very, very exciting to be a part of. And you think they're just only going to get better as the season progresses.
I agree. Let's just hope that they stay healthy. It's just good for the league. And honestly, I want the Lakers healthy. I want them. I want every team in there because I don't want no excuses from those Laker fans as they always give us. So, just the Western Conference has always been hard.
Yes.
It's never easy. And LeBron is learning that lesson now. It ain't the East, brother. It ain't the East. You gotta work. No. You work over here. You work.
Yes. You have to go through the grinds of perhaps having multiple 7-game series just to even get to the conference finals, and you're drained by the time you get to the finals. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But also, just to stay homerish on the Homer side, we're going to give some more love to our beloved baseball team by the Bay, as Farhan Zaidi, rightfully earned, was named the Executive of the Year after doing something that we definitely did not see, which was 107 wins and a National League West Division title. Larry Bear brought him in to revamp the farm system and get this team back on track. We thought 2022, next season, was going to be okay. We might start being able to compete again and make some noise.
Yeah.
Well, he said, hold my beer.
Yes, he did.
And put together 107 wins. And now that he's got some money coming off the books, now we're going to see what he does with his money. Will he spend it? Or will he stay true and try to do what he always done, which is find diamonds in the rough and find value? I know some of the stuffers like, what are you doing? But now he, like Bob Myers, has earned my trust.
Wait a minute. Breaking news here. Did you just say Farhan earned your trust?
Yes. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well now. I'm still on reserve judgment right now. He's there. I just got to see, like you just said earlier, I got to see how he spends his money. I got to see what we're going to bring in. I got to see how can we piggyback off last year? Can we bring back Gosman? Can you bring back some of these pitchers that are on 1-year deals? I mean, I know we gave Brandon Bell a qualifying offer, which I'm like, that's too much money for a player that gets hurt every year, if you ask me.
But it's only a 1-year deal. It's only a 1-year deal.
That's still a lot of money for 1 year. You locked up Crawford for 2 more years. That was beautiful. I need to see what you're going to do with that outfield and what you're going to do to replace the captain, the real face of the organization. How are you going to replace that? So I'm still reserving. I'm reserving a little judgment, but yeah. I think we're gonna be all right this year. I mean next year. Just continue to live off that. Okay. Farhan earned your trust. I'll piggyback off that and say Kapler has fully got my support. I will never question what Kapler does again, going from this season on, unless it's real boneheadish, and we got to do a show about him. But right now, Kapler got my full support, and I didn't even want him. I did not want him nowhere near.
A lot of the fan base didn't want him.
But
again,
you have
winning is the element for everything. And I mean, when you win 107 games, when you were only projected to win between 73 and 75, according to every freaking baseball expert that there is, and then you win 107. Yeah, like I said, we just wanted to be competitive.
That's all.
Well,
that's all.
They were competitive.
We got that and more. And then on top of that, are we giving Brandon Crawford love too, Mr. Gold Glove?
Fourth time after getting robbed a few years, he finally got his fourth one. Although I'm still upset that he was disrespected and wasn't even considered in the top 3 for the MVP.
That was real Bush League right there.
Yeah.
But I think Brandon would have rather had the trophy instead of an MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, and I mean that is no disrespect to Fernando Tatis Jr. No disrespect to Juan Soto. No disrespect to Bryce Harper. Those are 3 talented players, and they had 3 great seasons. I get it, but none of those teams made the playoffs. In fact, only Harper's Phillies finished with a 500 record. If you want to be honest. Now, granted, some people made the gripe when Andre Dawson won the MVP on a last place Cubs team back in '87, but he was by far the best player in the league in that year in the National League in '87. But back to my point, the Nationals finished in last place in the National League East. The Phillies finished in second, six and a half behind the Braves, with 82 wins. The Padres, who everybody was slurping, like, oh, they're going to test the Dodgers for the West. Well, they just totally collapsed and finished winning 79 games.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me one of the key cogs in a team that wins 107 games can't even get consideration, can't even be in the discussion for MVP? I have a problem with that. I just do. And again, that's no disrespect to Tatis, Soto, and Harper. They all had tremendous fine years, but what value did they add to their team? Because again, only Harper had the winning record out of all those 3 teams. Now,
and I didn't really hear much from Harper.
No. Well, Harper had a very quiet MVP-like season because, again, like I said, they really weren't doing it in Philadelphia. Now, unfortunately, in the American League, Simeon and Vlad are going to cancel each other out because they were both playing for the same team.
Yeah.
But they're both rightfully, and if I'm the Giants, I would try to get Marcus Simeon to come back home and put on the other Bay Area jersey as opposed to the jersey he wore across the break. I'm just saying, Simeon's out there. He can be your second baseman. If you don't want to give it to Tyro Estrada yet, because you still got Longoria for one more year, and then he comes off the books, you still got Crawford for 2 more years. So you can put Simeon second base, and perhaps let Simeon be the third baseman after you put this. There's a lot of good things that's going on with the Giants with this farm system that I'm really excited about. But I'm just saying I would try to get Marcus Simeon to come back home. That's just me. Even though personally I think Ohtani is going to win the AL MVP because just what he did was just ridiculous. And he did that mostly with no help because Mike Trout was gone for most of the year. But that's here nor there. But congratulations to Farhan being Executive of the Year. Very well worth it. At least they did the right thing and put Gabe Kapler as as a finalist for Manager of the Year, which I think he should win. For the American League, it's Dusty, Kevin Cash, and Scott Service. For the Mariners, Scott Service did a tremendous job as the Mariners spot to training in the playoff spot. No problem with who they got for the Cy Young people. Burns, Wheeler, and Scherzer are deserving.
Yes.
In the American League, Cole, Lance Lynn, and Robbie Ray. But my hope is there is no work stoppage because, as we know, the CBA is coming to an end. And we know the last time that this was an issue, there was a strike and cancellation of the World Series. So hopefully this will not come to that because Lord knows if there's no baseball in the spring, I'm going to be absolutely upset about this just because. But congratulations to Farhan. Well deserved, well earned. And just build on that momentum that you have going into 2022.
Yeah, that's it. All right, sir. You have before we end our 2-part show.
Well, again, we just want to apologize to our subscribers and fans out there. We were having technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with the internet today, or Wi-Fi systems, or whatever it may be. But we were having difficulties trying to get production back up just to record part 2 of the show. But we thank you for sticking with us, and we will figure out which platform is working because, like I said, both platforms were really, really trying to do everything in our ability to really irritate the heck out of us.
The devil was working, brother. The devil was working, yes. But we are protected by the blood of Jesus, and this is why we got it going.
Yes, but we thank you again for watching our show. And again, like I said, if you have any ideas or you have any topics of what show you like for us to do, let us know. Leave us in the comments, or if you want to get out to us directly, let us know. Because that's just, we're doing this for you guys because you enjoy the entertainment. So, as they say, got to give the people what they want. Also, just a little public service announcement for those that are enjoyable. It's the return of college basketball tonight, and we have a very interesting matchup between Michigan State and Kansas.
Early. That's what I love about college basketball. They don't wait till like the middle of the year to give you some kind of matchup that to try to get there. No, we're gonna give it to you now. And since we're gonna, and I'll here's my one good thing. I'll piggyback off your college basketball because that's pretty much about what's going on right now. First of all, F Duke. It's all about the Tar Heels. Now we got that out the way.
And they're opening up today at 4 p.m. against Loyola of Maryland.
Oh, so that means they took a paycheck to come and try to take an L, but because we know any given day you pay a team to come play, some teams might come to play.
And if you have ACC Network, that is on ACC Network. Kentucky and Duke at 6:30. Oh, well, let's just get that out the way. And UCLA coming in.
Huh? I need you to rinse your mouth out for saying Duke on my line.
You've already established. Well, this is Coach K's last year, and they're opening up against Kentucky. The two.
Now as much as I despise Duke, it's gonna be weird not seeing Coach K on the sideline.
After the season, you are correct.
Yeah, after this season, it will be to see that.
Yeah. Well, here is the preseason top 25 polls in NCAA basketball. You have Gonzaga at number 1. The West Coast getting some love. UCLA, number 2.
Get out of here.
Oh, UCLA is ranked number 2 in the preseason. Yes. Okay. West Coast getting some love. Kansas number 3, Villanova number 4. Bevo at number 5, Texas Longhorns. Michigan at number 6, Purdue at number 7. The defending national champions, the Baylor Bears, running out number 8. The team that you despise so much at number 9. Kentucky at 10. Illinois at 11. Our little big brothers team, the Tigers of Memphis at number 12. Oh,
which I them sneaking making a long run this year.
They have some good stuff going. in Memphis. Penny Hardaway has got those boys ready to go. The Oregon Ducks, number 13, Roll Tide, Bama at 14. The Houston Cougars, good for them, at 15. Arkansas 16, Ohio State 17. Number 18, Tennessee. And despite losing a lot, your Tar Heels come in ranked number 19 in the preseason polls behind the major conference. Yeah. Florida State 20, Maryland 21, Auburn 22. SBU St. Bonaventure is at number 23, UConn at 24, and rounding out is the Cavaliers of Virginia at 25.
Ooh,
now,
okay.
So the coaches poll is relatively the same thing, mainly in order, but yeah, West Coast basketball getting some love in the polls, which is something you rarely see.
I'll take it.
But Gonzaga got 55 first place votes for number 1, and UCLA got 8. UCLA, they can possibly do some good things.
Don't sleep on them either too. They shocked a lot. They shocked the world last year and almost damn near took it.
Yeah, almost got to the title game. They went on a tremendous run last year. They got some good things going. Don't. It's a very a lot of juniors, a couple of seniors. It's a very, very young team that could possibly make some noise. So don't sleep on the Bruins, who, oh, by the way, still have the most national titles in NCAA history when it comes to college basketball. Just a little history lesson for you fans there. But always good to see the young kids play.
Yes.
I'm hoping my beloved Running Rebels of UNLV can see some improvement. And the last time they were relevant, they were a relevant program. A head coach by the name of Kruger was running the ship. That was Lon. Now his son Kevin is running the ship. He was on that team that went to the Sweet 16 back in 2007. So I'm hoping Kevin can get some of that magic from his dad and make my beloved Running Rebels relevant again. Even though I am going to try to attend the game where UCLA comes to town to play my Rebels this year. Yeah, that's that's going to be that's going to be fun. Seeing the Bruins of UCLA come to Thomas and Mack to play my beloved Rebels of UNLV. Looking forward to it. I mean, it's always good when you have the number 2 team in the country come into your place, and they also play Michigan this year also. So I mean, some very good some very good non-conference games. I mean, Cal's coming to Vegas. Michigan is gonna play the Rebels, I think, at the T-Mobile Arena. Yes, they are at T-Mobile Arena. And then of course UCLA at the Thomas and Mack. So yeah, that's gonna be some fun stuff. So Thanksgiving weekend is when the Bruins will be at the Thomas and Mack. That's a 2 p.m. game, and I am dang sure going to try to go to that. That's for dang sure.
Nice. I hope you get there.
Yeah, that would be nice to see. I may try to go to the Cal game. That's a 5 p.m. start. So we'll see. But this has been another edition of the Mizzle and Dove Show, as we decided to do it from different locations. So yes, you see the shirt. Acknowledge him. He was gonna wear that shirt one time, but there it is. He was gonna wear that shirt one time. So we will be back this week again. We will preview hopefully week 10 of the NFL. If we don't preview it, you dang sure will get a review show of week 10 of the NFL as his Raiders try to get back on track as they play the Chiefs on Sunday night. And my Niners need a prayer and a hope as they play the Rams on Monday night. So both of our teams in prime time in week 10.
The lights. Let's do it.
When was the last time that happened for our respective franchises?
I don't know, but I think I see good things happening for our teams.
I hope so. But he is Mizzle. I am Dub. You say so long for now, and always remember, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes. See, you didn't motivate me. Stop it.
Good night, Ken.